And up now, we've got a clash of the heavyweights where we have the bastard Dave Mastiff taking on big Rob Terry. Two men Rockstar Spud you know incredibly well.
I know them both incredibly well. Dave Mastiff I have wrestled all over the United Kingdom and Europe, and Rob Terry I've encountered in TNA Impact Wrestling and Ohio Valley Wrestling in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm looking forward to this one. This is just going to be two dudes just knocking seven shades out of each other, RJ.
Absolutely, two guys who can match each other strength for strength. I mean, right now, Spud, who's your money on?
I really couldn't choose out of either of them. Look at the size of Rob Terry.
Just two very big dudes there, just both jockeying for position, and it's Rob Terry who's forcing Dave Mastiff back to the corner. He's going to have to make a clean break here.
That's why they call him the Welsh Warrior. Rob Terry, the biggest natural bodybuilder in the entire world, RJ.
And look at that shove from Dave Mastiff. Not much give from Rob Terry there, though. Oh, and a big shove back from Rob Terry.
Disrespecting Dave Mastiff there. That's going to do nothing but rile the big bearded man up, I think.
Absolutely, and Rob Terry with a slight height advantage over Dave Mastiff. Dave Mastiff, of course, who we've seen pull out some agility in his time as well, so someone who's not to be taken lightly at all.
Dave Mastiff also a power lifter. Just because he doesn't have the leanness and the physical prowess of Rob Terry, that doesn't mean Dave Mastiff isn't strong or thicker.
Oh, and a big clash between the two.
Neither man falling to the ground.
Dave Mastiff attempting another one there, and very little movement from either man there as they both collided and connected with the shoulder barge.
To quote the late great Gorilla Monsoon, the irresistible force meets the immovable object. No one going anywhere, RJ.
Oh, but Rob Terry, smart move.
Cheap move, I'd say, but again, smart. Whatever gets the victory, RJ.
Absolutely. Back in control now. Dave Mastiff sends Rob Terry off.
Nobody's going anywhere, are they?
Absolutely. These two beasts are just colliding into each other, and no man yet has managed to jockey for a better position. Big clash again.
I'm gonna be really interested to see who's gonna be the first man to be taken off their feet here.
Absolutely. I think it's at that point it's going to be bragging rights for the first of these two who manages to actually take the other one down.
Rob Terry saying that this time, no, he went for the cheap shot again. Mastiff with a drop kick, RJ.
Absolutely, and there we have it. There's the agility we spoke of earlier.
But Rob Terry did not get off his feet. He went through the ropes onto his feet to the outside.
Just so impressive. Dave Mastiff can surprise you in so many ways. As you said, really well renowned as a powerlifter, but when the need calls for it.
Rob Terry having a little catch with the cameraman there. Cameraman, run! Trust me!
Oh, Dave Mastiff's followed him out now. He's not going to wait around for Rob Terry. Oh! And a big right hand from Dave Mastiff.
No messing there. This is now a fight, RJ.
Absolutely, and as I said, you know Dave really well. Very angry man. Grew up in the Midlands, fighting all of his life. Absolutely doesn't back down from anybody.
Trust me when I tell you, mate, those punches hurt, but so does that apron. Rob Terry giving it back to Dave Mastiff. This has gone from a game of one-upmanship and is now a fight.
Oh, and Dave Mastiff just trading a few blows there with Rob Terry. Each man just pummeling each other. Oh, Rob Terry sends Dave into the barricade.
But RJ, notice, neither man has really left their feet. Rob Terry spilled to the outside, but again landed on his feet. No man has been knocked down yet. It's a battle of egos and strength and power.
Dave Mastiff now just pummeling Rob Terry here. Oh, I do believe he's calling for it. Oh,
big forearm to the chest of Rob Terry. I'm surprised it hurt. That's a big, big chest.
And as you know, a blow like that from someone like Dave Mastiff, that'll knock the wind right out of you.
That arm has gone through my chest several times, and I tell you something, it doesn't feel good. It feels like a plank of wood hitting you right on the chest bone.
Rob Terry, you can see on his face, he's feeling the effects of those blows, but still, no man gone down. Oh, and there you have it. Rob Terry managing to take the big Mastiff down.
Listen to the audience, and look at the welts on Rob Terry's back. These men are beating the hell out of each other.
Rob Terry catching Dave Mastiff with a few blows to the midsection, now following up with some shoulder barges there.
RJ, look at the legs of Rob Terry. Look at the arms of Rob Terry. It's just a machine.
Absolutely, there's no denying Rob Terry is a physical specimen of a man.
Dave Mastiff used to see sending people for hard buckles, now on the receiving end of one. He probably doesn't know how that feels a lot of the time.
Absolutely, it's not often at all we see Dave Mastiff being manhandled by anyone, and obviously it's going to take a man of Rob Terry's size to do that, and it's working quite successfully now because Dave Mastiff is finding himself in a bit of trouble. Trying to fight back there, not quite enough. Rob Terry's still in control. Oh, and you could hear that clubbing blow just echoing around the hall.
That big tree trunk arm of Rob Terry across the massive cement-laden back of Dave Mastiff. And again, this time across the chest, returning the favour of Dave Mastiff's big clubbing forearms from earlier on.
Absolutely, the intention of course is to drive the air right out of your opponent so they're not able to actually breathe. Seems to be working quite oh my word!
With ease, RJ! With ease!
Most men would struggle to get Dave Mastiff up. Rob Terry picked him up like he was nothing. That is how strong Rob Terry is.
And this audience showing their appreciation for that show of strength. But was it even a show of strength for Rob Terry? That was like picking up the morning mail for him. Dave Mastiff is 350 pounds and he picked him up like he weighed nothing.
Absolutely. I mean, the crowd may not be in favour of Rob Terry, but you have to applaud that kind of strength. But right now we're seeing Mastiff getting a bit of a fight back at the moment.
They don't call him the freak for nothing, RJ.
Oh, and he sends Mastiff crashing to the floor. Rob Terry at this point seems to have got the pace down to a sort of a speed he's comfortable with. Really just taking his time, taking Mastiff apart little by little. And so far it seems to be working.
It seems the strength, power and pace of Rob Terry is having the better of Dave Mastiff here. But don't count Dave Mastiff out, RJ, I'm telling you. The man is athletically gifted, as you saw from that drop kick earlier. And when he wants to speed it up, he can!
Absolutely, don't be fooled for a second. Dave Mastiff, a hell of an athlete, known at times to pull off some incredibly impressive manoeuvres, able to go in the ring for quite a long time as well. But right now, when you've got a near 300-pounder like Rob Terry just pummeling you...
And not just any 300-pounder, a 300-pound walking man of muscle.
As we said, and here we go again, just... Oh, driving Dave Mastiff back first into that apron. Of course, as you know, Rockstar Spud, the side of those rings made of steel, incredibly painful if you get run into it.
Incredibly painful, even more so when you're 350 pounds being pushed into it by a 300-pound muscle man. Think of the pain that Mastiff's back is in. Rob Terry has not left his feet yet, but Mastiff has hit the canvas from that huge clothesline, hit the canvas from that enormous fall-away slam, hitting the ring apron at that speed, RJ. The back of Dave Mastiff must currently be in sore order.
Absolutely, and right now Rob Terry just wrenching on the head and neck of Dave Mastiff.
And that's going to affect the back as well, wrenching that neck, twisting the top of the spinal cord.
What an incredibly impressive game that Rob Terry is playing here. He has little by little and piece by piece targeted several areas of Dave Mastiff. I mean, if he takes out Mastiff's back, what kind of problems is that going to cause for the big man?
Notice how Mastiff is bent backwards. He's been bent backwards so that his spine feels all of that contortion on the neck.
Couple of big elbows from Dave Mastiff now. Trying to shake Rob Terry. Oh, but Rob Terry grabbing hold of some beard.
And straight back to the back. This is the tactical game that the big Welsh freak is showing. And again with ease.
Oh, and just plants him like he's nothing. I don't think I've ever seen anyone manhandle Dave Mastiff like Rob Terry's doing right now.
More pain to the back. Although Rob Terry picked him up with ease there, I think there was a small twinge in the lower back. I think he's going for a choke slam now, RJ. Even more. This should finish off if he lands him on his back now.
There is no... I know Rob Terry's strong, but no way he's going to get him up for that. Mastiff now fighting him off.
If he gets this, it's over. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, RJ.
Dave Mastiff, a prize fighter though, just fighting Rob Terry, but for a third time. Oh
no!
I thought that was going to be it right there. Mastiff ducks under, oh, and returns the favour to Rob Terry's back. Reversal duck under by Mastiff. Oh, and a big shoulder
this time
tackle.
the big man's down.
Finally, Dave Mastiff has managed to take Rob Terry take him down. He's now got to stay on him if he wants to secure a victory here.
I think the big man is phased now. I say the big man, it could be either one of these men, RJ. Look who's in the ring. It's Dave Mastiff, it's Rob Terry, and they're knocking 7 shades out of each other.
Oh, nice dodge from Mastiff, and what Mastiff wants to try do is manoeuvre Rob Terry into that corner, perhaps setting him up for his cannonball manoeuvre. Oh, and here we see...
It's a German suplex into the corner, RJ!
And that is usually the prelude to Dave Mastiff's cannonball.
He's setting him up!
Oh, there it is! There's the cannonball from Dave Mastiff.
That's gotta be all!
Oh, but he is a huge weight to drag out of that corner.
He's dragging 300 pounds of muscle to the middle of the ring!
Is this going to be enough? 1, 2, 3, and it is!
Mastiff's your winner!
And in the clash of the heavyweights, Rob Terry put on a great show, manhandling and throwing Dave Mastiff around, but Mastiff managed to hit that panting cannonball manoeuvre of his, and the winner for this match is the bastard, Dave Mastiff.
You sure you want to do this, love? I've signed the contracts, the pictures, but I think you'd be bigger, but just, this is a man's world, this is a man's house. So, I'll give you a couple of choices, right, which I know that everyone here is going to be fine with, right? Shut your old. You can, you can go and grab your little penny, get in the kitchen, right, and do what we were supposed to do, the bread for, right, cooking dinner and all that.
Smack you, Kayleigh!
Or you get the vacuum and run around with this hand is disgusting, so they actually could do a bit of a sweep up. But, so I suggest you leave though, because if not, I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Threatening words there from the governor.
Making his feelings quite clear.
Kayleigh Ray's not going anywhere.
Well, I can't fight him, this is ridiculous.
Clive really getting on Martin Stone's back about not wanting to fight a woman.
The thing is though, I don't know if I want to fight her, or fuck.
Oh, and Kayleigh Ray letting her feelings known very, very clear, and a big slap there. I'm not sure how wise that was.
I think she took exception to all those words Martin Stone was saying. I guess the match is on, RJ.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Man versus woman. The governor versus Kayleigh Ray.
Yeah, I don't think Martin Stone's going to have much of a problem now after that slap.
And he swung for her. And she hit him again.
That is twice Kayleigh Ray has slapped Martin Stone in the face. And Martin Stone, never really a happy man at the best of times. Kayleigh Ray with a dodge. Oh, and she's straight to the dive, to the outside.
And Martin Stone is reeling. I never thought in my wildest dreams that this would be the way this match was going so early on.
And Kayleigh Ray, well known as a daredevil. But Martin Stone just shoves her away, and he is...
Oh, he hit the post. His right hand hit the post. His knuckles may be broken.
Kayleigh Ray taking advantage.
She's using her speed, her athleticism. This girl doesn't back down from any man or woman, RJ.
And if Kayleigh Ray wants to walk away with the victory, this is exactly what she's got to do. Oh, and there we see an apron hurricanrana here. Kayleigh Ray has got to keep up her speed and agility here, keep on top of the governor.
But she's got to get him back in the ring. If she plans on winning this match, she's got to get him back in the ring. She's got him reeling now. Oh, that's disgusting.
There you go, Martin Stone, wise man, veteran of the ring there, saw it coming.
You hear that hushed silence over the audience as well. It's just awkward seeing a man lay his hands on a woman like that.
Absolutely, but Kayleigh Ray, I mean, she has incensed the governor with those slaps, and now she's going to have to face the consequences. Martin Stone now is just going to pummel Kayleigh Ray.
He's being very aggressive with her there. You know, this is uncomfortable to watch.
You know,
But sometimes I don't know where Martin Stone's head's at. I mean, he's such a well-respected veteran of the UK scene, former NXT performer with the WWE organisation, and I mean, this really brings him down.
For Martin Stone, for him, a win is a win, and if he's got to go through Kayleigh Ray, he will. Just catching her there. Oh my word!
And a body slam. I mean, there's no sexism involved in what I'm about to say, but when we get slammed on the back as men, it hurts. It really hurts. But when you're a woman and you're as frail as Kayleigh Ray is, when a man like Martin Stone slams you to that hard canvas, it hurts 10 times more than it would someone like you or I.
Well, Rockstar Spud, I'm not sure I'd describe Kayleigh Ray as frail, but she is giving up a lot of size to the governor right now, and that body slam clearly did its damage, and Martin Stone now just following it up.
She's frail compared to Martin Stone, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, she's a fighter, I'll give her that. But this is the governor, Martin Stone, RJ.
Absolutely, I mean, she is, you know, she is a fiery character, she is a fighter, but I'm not sure, as you said, is it going to be enough when you're up against someone like Martin Stone, who is so used to just bringing opponents down.
He's just telling her to stay down. Just stay on the floor, Kayleigh. She's still fighting though.
Kayleigh Ray fighting back as best she can, but Martin Stone just pummels her down. Just slow and methodically stalking her.
Every time she gets back up, Martin Stone knocks her back down. I'm going to be honest with you, RJ, this is getting uncomfortable for me to watch.
Martin Stone just in total control of this match right now. And Kayleigh Ray was just reeling. I mean, it was a tough order for Kayleigh Ray to take on Martin Stone, and at the moment he's totally dominating her. Perhaps setting up for a belly-to-back suplex here. Oh, she turns it into a cover. 1, 2, wasn't enough to keep the governor down. Oh, and again. Another 2 count for Kayleigh Ray.
This girl just will not quit. She keeps fighting.
A duck under and a drop kick.
You can't help but think if Stone connects from one of those shots that he's swinging, then this is going to be over.
Martin Stone absolutely deadly with his fists, as you say. If he manages to get one, he could absolutely take her out. But right now,
spinning forearm after second could do it.
Not enough. As we said, Kayleigh Ray, such a fighter.
This audience admires her tenacity. I just can't help but think.
Let's have a look. Wheelbarrow maneuver. Oh, and a roll through takes Martin Stone onto his face. Can she capitalise and get the cover? Still wasn't enough.
Everything that she's throwing at him is not enough. I can't help but think that the size difference is the huge factor in this.
Martin Stone is a big, tough...
Can you imagine what you would do if somebody needs your sister or your wife in the stomach like that? And this is why this audience is so angry.
And right now, I'm still wondering how much is Martin Stone enjoying this, or how much does he just want to get it over with?
He keeps swinging for that punch as well. Imagine if that connected in your face. With a young lady like Kayleigh Ray. And oh no! Oh no!
There's the punch you were describing. 2, 3, and it's all over for Kayleigh Ray.
Uncomfortable to watch, RJ.
I mean, as you can see, Kayleigh Ray put up a hell of a fight, but in the end it was the punch that Martin Stone landed which secured him the victory. And we have right here another clash of two other heavyweights here. We've got the big Mason Ryan versus Davey Boy Smith Jr.
And we saw the altercation between Dave Mastiff and Rob Terry earlier. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. How's this one going to go? Look at the size of these men, RJ.
Two very, very well-travelled performers. Davey Boy Smith Jr., of course, a regular on the Japanese scene. And Mason Ryan, obviously been a well-travelled himself. These two should be in for a great contest.
Former member of the NEXUS, former member of Florida Championship Wrestling Organization down there in Tampa, and a former WWE superstar. Both men former WWE superstars. Harry Smith, a former WWE Tag Team Champion.
Okay, and of course, Davey Boy Smith Jr., a member of the legendary Hart family, former student of the Hart Dungeon itself as well.
And how can we forget his father, the late great Davey Boy Smith? What an amazing competitor his father was. A great ambassador for this country's British wrestling as a whole.
Absolutely, but Mason Ryan, real hungry competitor here. Perhaps giving a little bit of size over Davey Boy Smith Jr.
A little bit, maybe in height. I think in muscle mass, I think Mason Ryan is the victor there. But again, irresistible force, immovable object. Both men over 6'2" tall. Both men extremely powerful. Let's see what happens.
And I think the interesting thing we can see here, Rockstar Spud, is that these two men not going for the test of power like we saw earlier with Rob Terry and Dave Mastiff, but actually going through some wrestling holds here, trying to jockey position by who can out-wrestle each other.
Both men, sorry to interrupt, but both men technically sound, and strength is going to come as a factor into this, but it's also going to be the knowledge of how to get out of these holds, how to get your opponent in a hold.
And you can see now Mason Ryan using his strength advantage, perhaps leaning back, but Davey Boy Smith Jr. managed just to get himself back to a vertical position here.
Both men just trying to apply the top wrist lock, reversed by Mason Ryan into the hammerlock, and there we have a stalemate.
Nice show of respect for the two there from each other.
Just men jockeying for position. It's one man versus another. The winner takes all the money.
Absolutely, there doesn't seem to be any animosity between these two here. It's all for the competition between these two wrestlers.
I'm sure Mason, yeah. Mason Ryan, obviously a Welshman brought into the business by Orig Williams, a regular on the Brian Dixon All-Star scene, went to the Florida Championship Wrestling based in Tampa. Harry Smith also, and his name is Harry, it's not just Davey Boy Smith Jr., Harry Smith.
Now, interestingly, he called for a test of strength here. I think this is going to answer our question we were asking earlier about who might be the strongest of the two.
It's the technical prowess here, and it's like that top wrist lock that we saw earlier, surprisingly, from Grado and El Ligero.
Absolutely stunning here for us to see that actually Grado did pull off a technical manoeuvre such as this, and now Smith is employing this manoeuvre himself. But again, look at the strength of Mason Ryan, managing to power out, get a wrist lock of his own.
Both men jockeying for the wrist in order to cause the submission victory. Top wrist lock not working.
You can see Mason Ryan trying to bar that arm. Smith's going to take it back to the rope, but no, nobody held on. As you said, both men very technically sound, and Mason Ryan just showing that now, holding on to that arm.
I always believe that the size of these rings are a problem for men of this size. You see in the British rings, usually the biggest ring you'll find is 16 to 18 foot. They're used to 20 feet rings, lots of room to maneuver. So they have to be aware of their surroundings, be aware of where the ropes are in the ring. And as you see, Harry Smith going to the rope there from the hammerlock, but using it as a reversal into his own hammerlock.
As you can hear, the crowd showing their appreciation for that. Brilliant ring awareness there from Smith. Just absolutely knew where he was and what he was doing. As you can see, telling us all there, very smart manoeuvre.
Smart competitor, as most of the Hart family members are.
Absolutely, being trained in the infamous Stu Hart dungeon there, you become a master of all techniques. Knowing your way around a ring is certainly one of them.
I mean, just imagine this. Just imagine the amount of teaching that's gone into these two men. Headlock takedown there. I mean, you had Orig Williams, you had everybody that has ever passed through the All-Star Wrestling team teaching Mason Ryan the ins and outs of the business. Then Harry Smith has everybody in the Hart family, as well as the constant tutelage of his own father, the late great Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog. Think of the knowledge that is in this ring right now, in an FPW ring.
And that's what we're seeing right here. These two just continue to back and forth and trade holds. Smart move by Smith there, just trying to put a halt to the send-off by bringing him back down to his knees.
Both men trying to apply on a hold to do one thing and one thing only. That's get the submission victory, whether they're on the canvas or at a vertical base. Each hold is an attempt to get the victory.
And as I predicted earlier, Mason Ryan, as I said, I predict to be the stronger of the two, but Smith is holding his own here. And here we see another set of shoulder blocks where neither man is giving up much room.
I still believe Mason Ryan the stronger of the two. Neither man's moving, just like Rob Terry and Dave Mastiff.
As you mentioned earlier, over 6'2", well over 200 pounds, both of these guys. When they collide, you can just feel the ring shake. Oh, bit of agility. Look at that from Mason Ryan, a guy of his size, a leapfrog followed by a drop kick. You've got to be impressed by that.
Always impressed. I'm quite surprised this early in the match that he got a 2 count on Harry Smith, Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Follows it up now. Mason Ryan taking control of this match. Oh, but Smith fighting back. No stranger to strikes himself.
If these men are going to come to blows, one man's going to give it back to the other.
Big send-off from Mason Ryan. Oh, and follows it with a clothesline. Can you see the effect that had on Smith?
Smith's down on the canvas. He should go for a cover here.
A little bit slow getting to the cover. Just a 2 count, perhaps. You have to wonder if he'd been a little bit quicker at getting down there.
Maybe if he underestimated the power of Smith. That European uppercut retaliation from Harry Smith to Mason Ryan may have knocked him silly. You need to get his bearings back.
Ross Dosmos, you've been in the ring with guys the size of Mason Ryan. What does it feel like when you're in a headlock of someone with arms that big?
Yeah, well, you see how he's throwing Harry Smith around right now? Yeah, well, trust me, he'd throw someone like me further. The bigger you are, the harder you fall, but the smaller you are, the further they throw you.
Suplex blocked there. Mason Ryan attempts it again. Oh, Smith reversing, and there is a great display of power from Smith.
Shades of his father, the late great Davey Boy Smith, with the stalling vertical suplex. There it is, the crowd appreciating that.
And did you see the ring just shake there as Mason Ryan landed? Managed to get himself a 2 count, still not quite enough to keep Mason Ryan down.
That brought me back to the days of Wembley Stadium with his father against his uncle, the Bret the Hitman Hart, in the middle of 80,000 fans in Wembley, London, England.
Now Smith just throwing Mason Ryan to the outside, follows him out. Harry Smith, more recently, he's taken a more of a striking-based approach to his wrestling, adding to his already skill set.
Now he's getting a bit more aggressive. Maybe the fact that his father's old patented suplex didn't do the job has shown Harry Smith he needs to do a little bit more. Maybe throw in a bit more aggression.
Starting to target the arm of Mason Ryan, but Mason Ryan, quick thinking again, taking it back to Smith. Chris Roberts trying to get these two back in the ring.
You'll notice Harry Smith not wearing any elbow pads and Mason Ryan is. That comes from years and years of heavy weight training and heavy lifting. Of course, down to the fact that they're both professional wrestlers as well. But that may be why Harry Smith is targeting that arm and wrist area.
But right now, Smith just got whipped really hard into those the railings. And you can see the effect had. And as you just mentioned, you could see Mason Ryan trying to shake off his arm there. Perhaps Smith did more damage than we thought.
Notice how this match started very, very technically sound. Both men using their strength. Everyone's a good sportsman. Now all bets are off. Everyone's using the guardrail to get their advantage. Anything to get the advantage in order to get that victory. And with that victory, you get the money, RJ.
Absolutely, the biggest, best prize of them all. Mason Ryan certainly wants to chalk up a victory here today. Going up to the top. Smith sees it though, he's back up to his feet, but Mason Ryan comes off. Big tomahawk chop. Goes to the cover, can he get it?
Again, maybe due to the size, Mason Ryan isn't showing that urgency with the cover. Maybe he can't get himself down to the ground that quick, who knows? But I think the fact that he's taken it 1 second too long is the reason he hasn't had the victory right now.
You can see now he's got that nerve hold firmly applied there.
And that hurts. I mean, people don't understand how much that hurts. You have someone squeezing your trapezius muscle like that, it sends shivers down that arm.
Oh, Harry Smith, nice headbutt there. Managed just to shake Mason Ryan off. Will it be enough?
You see Harry favouring that arm now from that nerve hold. He may have even pitched a nerve from that. Using the bottom rope layer just like Rollerball Rocco back in the days of World of Sport. Again, Mason Ryan, well schooled in the art of Mount Evans rules. But basically that will come all from his days with Orig Williams in Wales and the All-Star Wrestling team under Brian Dixon and their many, many superstars.
Oh, what a big slam now from Mason Ryan. Starting to pick apart Smith here. Doing a pretty good job so far. Get some crowd support behind him now.
I thought Ryan was going to use the ropes there. And and there's the knee.
Big knee, but a miss.
And now with that damaged wheel, maybe Harry Smith will target that knee. Right hands from Harry Smith.
Oh, and there's those knee strikes from Smith. You can clearly see the kind of training he's been doing while he's been out in Japan. Obviously, a place where strikes are favoured quite heavily. He's mixing that into his arsenal with a big side slam there. Kind of a nonchalant cover though there, Spud, don't you think? Perhaps, should have hooked him a bit tighter if he wanted to secure the 3.
He was a lot faster on the cover than Mason Ryan has been all this contest, but if he hooked that leg tighter, I think maybe he wouldn't have looked so nonchalant.
Now perhaps setting up for that sit-out powerbomb, favoured manoeuvre of Smith. But again, Mason Ryan's a big guy to get up.
Is this a cradle pile driver?
Seems to be trying to change the position to a cradle. But Mason Ryan's such a big guy to try and get into that position.
Using those knee strikes and kicks again.
Oh, but what a spine buster!
Once again, Ryan not going for the cover. Absorbing all those impact blows from Harry Smith. The crowd firmly behind both men. Referee counting. Sorry to interrupt there.
And in this case, it's going to see who can get to their feet first. Whether it be Smith or whether it be Mason Ryan. Mason Ryan seemingly getting up first, trying to shake off some of the cobwebs.
I wonder if that damaged wheel will have affected Mason Ryan from earlier on. Him missing that knee drop and hitting the canvas. You just never know. Another tweak and it could be like a shark to blood in water with Harry Smith.
And did you hear that as these two collided? Oh, and again.
Both men fatigued in the latter stages now.
Gonna try it again. Oh, and a kick by Smith.
Right to that arm that he used against the steel guardrails.
Huge clothesline, following up now with a huge body slam perhaps. Oh, and there's the power slam. Oh, and a kick out by Mason Ryan.
Kick out there.
Of course, the power slam favoured by his father, and now the manoeuvre made famous by his uncle Brett.
As I said, he's going after that wheel, damaging that back.
And there, the sharpshooter, he's got it locked in securely. Mason Ryan is going to have to find those ropes, and quick.
He taps!
Mason Ryan just couldn't quite get out. And in what was a hard-fought contest between these two, it was the sharpshooter applied by Smith there that saw him get the victory over the Mason Ryan.